So this news story came to me this morning. I found it posted in a vegan group. I thought I would bring it here to us and we can discuss it together. If you haven't seen the article, I'm going to post a link to it in the description below and you can read it. I'll give you an overview of it anyway now, so I'm pretty much just going to save you a bunch of crappy reading. Essentially what's happened is mystery as Bahamas' famous swimming pigs are found dead, and local officials believe it's because tourists are getting them drunk. That's the title. That's more clickbait than my clickbait, and my clickbait's pretty bad. If you don't know what this island is, there's this island in the Bahamas where there are these pristine beaches, white sand, everything that you could want in a tropical holiday. Plus, there's a bunch of pigs there that you can go swimming with, you can feed, they just hang around and they're there. So the backstory behind that is they believe, the locals will tell you they've been there for centuries, but more recently someone's come out and said that they placed the pigs there about in the 1990s in the fear that Y2K was going to happen and they needed a renewable source of food in case the computers took over the world, so they placed these pigs on this island in the Bahamas. What's happened is a whole bunch of these pigs have died and they're not entirely sure what's happened. They believe that it's because the tourists are coming and feeding these pigs alcohol, human food, riding them, essentially just mistreating these pigs. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, essentially, because I haven't been to this island, but I've seen this island. It's something that I've wanted to go to for a while, but doing more research into this and reading an article that I will link below that was commented on my sharing of this article today, it doesn't seem like it's the island that people believe it is. Apparently when you go there, as your boat arrives on this island, the pigs all come swarming towards you, assuming that you've got food and trying to get the food from you. These are wild pigs that have been placed on this island. So when you go there, you're based on the photos, you're presuming that these pigs are these docile, friendly, something that you'd see in a farm sanctuary, when in reality you're essentially hanging out with wild boars. So when you get there, these pigs, they'll essentially attack you as you're getting off the boat looking for food. When they realize that you don't have any food, they're leaving the people alone and they're walking away. And all of the pigs there are juveniles, so none of these pigs are actually of age, there's no legal pig age. None of these pigs are older, they're all a younger version of a pig. As the pigs grow, they become older, they become more agitated and more aggressive, and they're attacking tourists, which essentially means that the locals are slaughtering the pigs and then just consuming them themselves. So this big idea that this big pig sanctuary heaven that these animals were living out their entire lives naturally and having this entire fantastic life is currently bullshit, because the people are still eating the animals, they're still slaughtering them. They're not living out their lives, they're living out a portion of it. The pigs themselves are covered in sores and their noses are peeling, because what a pig normally does when it's getting too hot and to protect itself, because they've got really sensitive skin, is they'll cover themselves in mud so that when the sun hits it, it's not actually burning their skin. But the fact that these pigs are on the sand, which doesn't gel together like mud, means these pigs are getting constantly sunburnt, so there's always the real risk of these pigs getting cancer. The pigs, their noses are always peeling, their skin's deteriorating, they're eating unhealthy food, they're being mistreated by the people visiting the pigs, they're dying at a young age, and now there's apparently 15 pigs left, according to dailymail.co.uk. So one of the owners of the pigs and the island and all of the tourist side of the island has come out and said, we have people coming there giving the pigs beer, rum, riding on top of them, all kinds of stuff. The pigs were given the wrong food. So essentially these pigs, not only are they being mistreated physically, they're also being misfed. So they're not getting the proper nutrition, they're already unhealthy, on top of the skin sores. And then the article essentially just goes on to talk about celebrities that have gone. So it turns into rubbish, essentially. I know there are a lot of silly sailors that go and feed them alcohol and try to get them drunk. But that's not to mistake them with the tour operators based out of Nassau who have treated them with excellent care, says the Humane Society Aranha. So there's 15 remaining pigs. The pigs have been sanctioned off. They're hidden away so that they can look after them, I presume. But yeah, that article, although it starts talking about this mistreatment of these pigs, it doesn't actually cover anything. It just kind of states what's happened. It doesn't state what's going on. There's a article on the website worldofvegan.com, which will be linked in the description below, says that the island itself isn't actually as it seems. It's a big long article. I highly suggest reading it yourself. Everything that I'm going to say from now will essentially be quotes from this article, so read the article yourselves. I'm going to link it below. I'm going to give full credit to what I'm saying to them because they've had the experience. I'm not sure, what's her name? Does it have her name here? Michelle, I don't know how to pronounce Michelle's last name, but these are all quotes from Michelle and her trip as she went there with her husband on their honeymoon. As I stepped off our little motorboat, I was immediately greeted by a stampede of big, hungry snouts, desperate for food. I threw my palms in the air, signaling to them that I didn't have any food on me, and they recognized that and quickly lost interest. So the pigs are trained to eat off of the humans, essentially. They know that that's a food source. Michelle is the lady that owned to question the staff, just not question and put them up against the wall, but ask them where these pigs are. Why aren't these pigs out in the open? Why is there so little? And that's where she got the... Finally, I got a more upfront answer from one of the locals who grew on a neighbouring island. With confidence she said, "Oh, they have to kill the pigs or there would be too many, especially when they get aggressive. They can be a danger to the tourists, so they have to go." She swiped the edge of her hand against her throat as if the words weren't clear enough and pressed on. "Wait, so the pigs on Pig Beach are killed?" she replied. "Yeah, but don't worry, they roast them on a skewer and eat them. Nothing goes to waste. And no, we don't serve them in the restaurant here. A lot of people ask that," and she giggled. What she's done fantastically here in the article, again, which will be linked below, is she's essentially just if it's too long to read and you can't read an entire article, swipe down a little bit. She's got a little dot point section that says what's wrong with the big pig island, which I'll go through a couple of them now. The pigs can suffer from severe sunburn, skin cancer from spending their days in the blazing sun without protection from mud or other forms of sunblock, especially those with fair skin. So some sanctuaries and other places will actually put sunscreen on pigs to protect them because they're so subject to getting sunburn. So you'll put sunscreen on pigs to protect them. None of that happens on this island. The pigs don't have adequate shelter from the sun, rain, and especially the harsh Caribbean storms and hurricanes. More pig islands are sprouting up as business-savvy locals see how effective they are at attracting tourists and bring pigs to islands near them. This is a huge problem, especially considering there is no oversight or accountability for the well-being of the pigs. So essentially, this original pig island where someone started out looking out for himself and his family by trying to create a sustainable food if Y2K happened, has now turned into this, well, I presume multi-million-dollar business where people are now exploiting pigs all of the time. It's becoming more of a regular thing. Long story short, gonna get worse, not vegan. Do your own research. I've got more information below that I highly suggest you read. Become informed, share the message, make sure that people aren't going to places like this. This is essentially an entire island zoo. It's no different than going to a zoo or going to SeaWorld or going to some other form of animal exploitation thing. It's all the same. If you liked this video, please give it a like, please give it a share so that someone else can learn about this island. Otherwise, more islands like this are going to pop up. More pigs are going to be enslaved, slaughtered, mistreated. It's just going to get worse. It's going to get out of control. If you like the video, like it, share it. You can click here to subscribe to my channel. You can click here to watch another video. I post them as regularly as possible, mostly Monday to Friday. Not going to stick to that. But like the video, like this, click on this video here, subscribe here, spread the message. Make sure that you're making conscious decisions with your food. Make sure you're making conscious decisions with your clothing. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I feel like you should be doing your own research and doing it yourself. But look after yourselves, look after your family. Peace.